case of a nuclear explosion.
This is a Fourth Rider news break.
Are billionaires buying Trump? Increasingly more billionaires are buying Washington's luxury real estate, moving closer to the White House. A surge of billionaires joining the Trump administration has triggered a boom in Washington's luxury real estate market. According to the New York Times and other sources, at least a dozen billionaires have been tapped for senior administration roles. The most likely motivation is that big donors would like to get the policies they want from the federal government, such as increased oil drilling, softer antitrust policy, favorable crypto policy, and far less banking oversight, to name a few.
Ethiopia is on the offensive by introducing a new tax to replace USAID funding. Ethiopia's parliament just introduced a new tax for all workers as part of a strategy to replace the USAID funding halted by the Trump administration. The measure will allocate funds collected towards a newly designated Ethiopian Disaster Risk Response Fund that will cover projects previously funded by USAID. Ethiopia's recurring regional conflicts in Amhara, Oromo, and Tigray territories have left millions of people in need of food aid and healthcare. In addition to food, the funds will be allocated to HIV medications, vaccines, literacy programs, and jobs creation, as well as services for refugees hosted by Ethiopia.
A new documentary based on Ernest Cole's journals explores disturbing similarities between U.S. and apartheid South Africa. The documentary Ernest Cole, Lost and Found, speaks of the true life accounts and documentation of photographer Ernest Cole, who came up in apartheid South Africa. Cole was exiled for his work and arrived in the United States in 1967. Living in exile for about 23 years, Cole died homeless in New York about 1 month after Nelson Mandela was released from South Africa's prison system. Touted as a cinematic masterpiece, this documentary takes you on a journey that captures the horrific system called apartheid and the life and struggle of the native black South Africans. Directed by Raoul Peck and Lakey Stanfield, this is a must-see film.
Federal technology staffers resign rather than help Musk and Doge. Recently, over 20 civil service employees submitted their resignation from billionaire Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, refusing to contribute to dismantling critical public services. Adding, "We swore to serve the American people and uphold our oath to the Constitution across presidential administrations," the staffers submitted a joint resignation letter that went on to say that it had become clear that they could no longer honor those commitments. The resigning staffers also warned that many of those enlisted to slash the federal government under President Donald Trump's administration are political ideologues. The mass resignation of engineers, data scientists, designers, and product managers may possibly be viewed as a setback for Trump's and MAGA's purge of the federal workforce. It comes amid a flurry of court challenges that have sought to stall, stop, or unwind their efforts to fire or coerce thousands of government workers out of jobs.
The Nambian News cites a correlation between what they coin as the PayPal Mafia and apartheid South Africa. The Nambian News publication, headquartered in the southern African country of Nambia on the Atlantic Ocean coast, bordering South Africa, recently asserted that the roots of Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, David Sachs, and Roelof Botha are rooted in apartheid South Africa. The Nambian coined the four men as the PayPal Mafia, and shines a spotlight on their roles in the Trump administration and their possible impact on Trump's policies. The article written by Chris McGreal gives a chilling outline of the four men's apartheid connections and a compelling conversation about their possible ideological views and agendas. It was published in the Nambia on January 27th of this year. Chris McGreal does indicate that the four gentlemen may share racist and extremist views based on their roots and heritage, but the verdict is not in.
Recently, a white couple in West Virginia was convicted of treating their adopted black children as slaves. A jury found Gene Whitefeather and Donald Ray Lance guilty on multiple counts of forced labor, human trafficking, child abuse, and neglect. The couple received maximum sentences to be served consecutively, as ordered by a judge in Kanawha County Circuit Court. The couple, who are white, adopted the 5 black siblings while living in Minnesota and then moved to West Virginia, where they were arrested and charged. The couple were sentenced to a total of 375 years combined.
This is a Fourth Rider news break.